my lovely friends, welcome back to my channel, or if it is your first time here, hi, my name is Melissa, or Missa, welcome. This is my best friend, Monster. We're together now, actually. So as you can see by the title, we're gathered here today for a very special occasion, the new Glaminatrix Into the Night palette. It's not that long ago I played with my other two. I will link the video down below if you're interested, but this is their newest offering. So this is what the palette looks like if you haven't seen it. I'm sure you have. It is, come on, 12 shades of just gorgeousness. There's some duochromes in there, a good mix of mattes to shimmer, like the ratio is really good for me, and yeah, we're going to talk about it today. So if you're new around here, I'm going to swatch this palette obviously, then I'm going to do this look that is on my eye, and then we're going to debrief together at the end and decide, is it worth spending the money? I think it's about £40, maybe £45. They sent this to me in PR. I'm very, very lucky. I don't know how it happened, but it did. I'm not going to take it for granted. So yeah, I think it's like quite an expensive palette already because it is a small indie brand, and then if you're in the UK or basically anywhere, you're going to have to factor in shipping and customs as well. So it's not a cheap experience, but we're going to decide, in my opinion, if it's worth it. So yeah, let's jump into the swatches because that is probably the most fun we can have with our clothes on, and then we'll continue. Bring you in? Yeah, we'll bring you in. Just gonna swatch it down here on my bare arm. Obviously I have nothing on it, and we're just gonna go for it. I'll probably build up the swatches just because I like to see them like full impact. Starting off with Happy Hour, which is like a peachy pink taupery shade. Like it has a lot of pigment to me from this angle, but kind of straight on it looks quite sheer. It's just a duochrome and they're cool, and I never am able to like pick them up on camera. Then we have Neon Lights. Obviously I used this a bunch today. Sit on my face and call me daddy. After Dark. Holy macaroni. Shut the front door. Honestly, get lost. Silver. Like a proper silver. Showbiz. This is like a dark, like grey green. It goes really nice with that silver actually. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say look at that blue. I'm gonna say it. Bustling. Yeah, it's called Bustling. Look at that blue. What? It's like blue and purple. It's blurple. It is just that kind of gorgeous purple with a blue shift to it. It's disgusting and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Chaser. As you can tell by my eyes, I used like the purples, the pinks, the warm tones today. I could do probably a lot more wearable look with the other colours. Moonlight, obviously. I threw that on the inner corner, didn't I? I had to. I actually can't quite believe how well this shade swatches. It's like a neon lime green. It's not even quite chartreuse, it's like lime green. Shut up, top shelf. I just want to rub this on my face. I actually can. I don't even need to swatch that twice. Shit. Ugh! Play Hard. This is probably the only shade in the palette I would get rid of and maybe swap it for another kind of green tone so that I could do a more green look with the palette. I actually do like this colour and I used it for my faux freckles today, but in the grand scheme of the palette I'm not sure it quite goes. On the Rocks, this is another duochrome. This one, just to look at it in the pan, makes it break up and get all crumbly. I don't really mind that, it's just a warning. And I'm a heavy swatcher and I hit pan the second I touched that, by the way. Cocktails. See what I mean? I just think with this dark green, this one, and then that shimmer we could do with like one more green in here instead of that brown, that taupey kind of brown. Cocktails. And setting for a bit of depth, Nightlife. This is a very deep blue purple. Almost looks black on the eye. So that is the whole palette swatched. Let me come in a bit. It's okay, Tatoes. It's okay. Give me a second, just a sec. How do you like them apples? What are we saying to that? Look at that pink, that was one swipe. That yellow swatched incredible. The maroon, the pink, that blue. Oh, the matte blue at the end. What are you saying? Do you see what I mean about this brown? Could be swapped out for a green of some kind. Like maybe a khaki green that's in between the other two matte greens. Yeah? Yeah, I think I'm right. Look at that. Shut the front door. Potato's just yelling because he's filled with joy for this palette. So that's the swatches. What are your thoughts? It kind of hurts my feelings to rub such beautifulness off my arm once I finish swatching it, but I'm gonna anyway. So yeah, that's the swatches. that is the intro. I'm going to piss off and we will put this look on my eye, discuss how it applies, all that yammer, and I'll catch up with you at the end. I am watching the cheesiest, most awful movie and it's so good. It's called Pandemic on Amazon Prime. What year was it? 2007. It's got 5.3 on IMDb. It's atrocious. And I'm loving it. My palette is looking so messy already. Please don't judge me. I'm going to go in first with Nightlife, which is this darkest colour down here. And I'm just going to pack this on because I don't have a black in this palette. So I am going to be using this obviously for pretty much all my depth. I've noticed from playing with this that you do have to kind of go back in and re-intensify quite a lot with these shadows, but straight off the bat it is applying very nicely. I'm using it on top of my Revlon Candid concealer as a primer, which I like always do. It's not a shock. I've done like 3 looks with this palette and this is my final iteration before I am forced to give up because my eye will not stop watering. So I know it's not the Mona Lisa, but it's fine. We're just looking at how the shadows perform. So that's gone on really well. No issues with that. I'm just taking it on a slightly fluffy brush just to diffuse it, and it diffuses really nicely as well. I will say, and I'll probably say it a few times in this video, Glaminatrix shadows, the shimmers are where they really shine. That's kind of their speciality. But these mattes, they are performing. I would say they're performing just as good as any shadow, to be honest. Then I'm going to take the shade Chaser, just above it, this like aubergine colour, and this blends out this like dark blue perfectly. It's like just a tad bit lighter, but the two shades together are just perfection. I love blending out like a blue though with a purpley kind of colour, and that's exactly what this is. It's nice and pigmented. It's like one dip into the pan. I'm actually very impressed by this. I think the very first couple of Glaminatrix palettes I tried, I was not that impressed by their mattes. Again, it's the shimmers that really like drew me into the brand, but this palette's really performing, I have to say. And these two colours together, they are just stunning. Like that almost looks like I've used black. That's how like deep this is. So I am glad I have that depth to play with. You know me, I do usually moan if I don't have a black eyeshadow, don't I? And then I'm going to go in with Neon Lights, obviously. It's just stunning, how could I not? And obviously this colour beside that lovely like warm aubergine is just perfect. I will say I will start to get quite a harsh line between the two because there is like a big difference between the depth of them, but just with a lot of like packing on this pink, I feel like I'm able to get rid of the harsh line for the most part. Oh, it matches this brush. Another thing with Glaminatrix that always kind of gets me, I've not heard a car exhaust all day. Like it's 3:30 and now they start to come out. Anyway, another thing with Glaminatrix that I found is quite often they are not standalone palettes. I will need to dip into other palettes. I will need to like use it in conjunction with other things, and it doesn't really bother me. Like it's fine. I don't mind it because their shadows are really nice, but I've yet to come across like a perfect palette from them that I wouldn't have to dip into something else when using it. I'm gonna go back in with that aubergine shade and just try and push that into the pink and merge the two a bit. It's a lot of back and forth, lightening and then darkening and then a bit more back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So not that I mind, I love sitting and blending. I could quite happily do it for hours. Where I slightly cheated, and some of you might get annoyed at me, I don't know, I'm going in with my Beauty by Pastels and this peachy colour. There is like a brown in here, this Play Hard one, but it doesn't really, like I've tried blending the pink into it and it does work and it gives it quite a grungy vibe, but it also made it look quite muddy. So I'm just gonna blend more into like my base area with this peach, and forgive me, sometimes you just need to add another shade or two from somewhere else to get a perfect look out of a palette. Yeah, I know sometimes it annoys people if I add something else, but it's my channel, what are you gonna do, call the police? And I'm gonna add a sparkle as well. So yeah, I just spent some time going back and forth, especially with this pink beside that aubergine. So I would say it's not like perfect for blending all together, but it does work. I just think it takes a wee bit of time, and not because the formula of the shadows, just from the colour selection, if that makes any sense. But yeah, the way these mattes perform is really nice. Don't have any issues with them, to be quite honest, and I think I've used them all bar like the darkest green one, just because I couldn't really work that into this look, to be honest. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of primer just to kind of carve out a little bit my shape, just for putting the shimmer on. I'm gonna take the shade After Dark. It's so funny, see, looking at this palette without any studio lights on, this colour does not look green, but with my like big bright light, that colour's very green. But see, even just touching it, it wants to, see, it looks very silver, and then it has like a green shift to it, Joko. It's even got pink in it, like pink, silver, green. Like that's green, that's pink, and then like that's so. Anyway, I'm taking After Dark, this like intense true silver, and applying it with your finger is 10,000 times better than applying it with a brush. I applied it with a brush and then just went over it with my finger, and it was like a completely different shadow, to be quite honest. It is a very beautiful silver, and it is very sparkly on its own. Obviously I'm going to add a bit more glitter, but that's just because it's me. But that is the silver on its own, so obviously I have to show you it like that first. So it does give quite a lot, but I wanted just a little bit more from it and from this look, so I'm just going to take a wee bit though of that After Dark shade on a brush and just kind of blend the edges a wee bit. It's just a perfect silver, and like I said, it's where Glaminatrix shine, is this shimmer formula that they do. It's absolutely stunning. I am going to put some glitter on top. I'm going to put on a bit of my Disco Star by Pastel Roses, and then we'll continue. But you know me, I like to add extra shimmer even when it's not necessary. Just added a wee bit of black liner as well. I'm just going to go over the top with that first like dark bluish purple shade and just kind of blend it a little bit, so it's not just like a stark line and it's more slightly faded. How sick is that Pastel Roses Disco Star shade? It's very hard not to use that every single day, because it's the most stunning holographic beautifulness in the world, to be quite honest. And then I'll take a little bit of Neon Lights, which is the bright pink. It's kind of flip it and flop it about. And then a little bit more of my P. Louise, and it's the bright white one. And it makes the most stunning base for making a neon shadow pop. So I'm going to use the shade, of course, Moonlight. Like the bright pink and the bright, this like greeny yellow. I wouldn't even, I suppose it is chartreuse, but I actually think it's more of a lime green than a chartreuse. Like seeing those two in the palette together, it's like summer and like joyful and happy feelings. I don't know, it's beautiful. Might even make that a bit fatter once my base is on, but look how bright that is, like just on top of a bit of base. Then I'm gonna take brush, any brush, and just run a bit of this pink matte down here. Like I said, I tried the green down here, but because they were quite murky, I just didn't think it looked the best, so I decided to pink shimmer. And then this gorgeous pink shimmer, which when I swatch it on my finger, it just looks like metal. Like it's outrageous, like shut up. And I'm just gonna use it dry. It doesn't even need to be wet, and it makes your dreams come true. It's just the most perfect metallic shiny pink. Like look at it, it's so stunning. Just a few wee layers building it up. It looks like liquid metal on the face. It's insane. Oops, sorry. Sausage, don't fight with potato. I have my Too Faced liner. It's a nice dark purple, nicer than black. And that's it. I'm gonna go, obviously keep blending it a little bit, make it kind of look a slight bit better, put my base on, and then we'll come back and we will debrief on the palette. And I feel like since we're so close up and I've done so many face swatches, I should just swatch the last two shimmers on my face. I haven't, so obviously there's the blue. Blue in my nose, and then this is the peach. It's kind of like a toppery vibe. It's stunning. Swatched that in a really weird place, but anyway, I'll go clean up, bish bash bosh, and then we will debrief in depth about this palette. So obviously I finished off with gems. I don't know why, but it just happened and we all have to live with it. It's my obsession. Lashes, upper and lower, and that's the finished eye look. Obviously I added a little bit of glitter and I added one peach eyeshadow, but apart from that it is all the Glaminatrix, and I like the look. It's not my favourite look I've ever done, but I do like the look and I like how the shadows performed, more importantly. We have a special guest for our outro, don't we? Taters, don't run away, you horror. You horror. Ow, 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 ow. Just let me pee, don't you? My lord, he's a naughty boy. Makeup is all done. Finished my swatches, did the intro. Eye look done. I like this eye look. I think I'm gonna get some nice pictures out of it. It's not the Mona Lisa, but it's alright, innit? So let's discuss the star of the show. First and foremost, do I think this palette is worth the money? Yes and no. If this is the exact colours you are looking for, if this palette is talking to your bum and it's like, eat me, get it. It's so good. I'm very shocked by the mattes. Sometimes in the very far way past, Glaminatrix mattes were not my favourite thing. These are very, very nice. The shimmers though are where this palette comes to life. It's where the magic happens. It's where a tear will run down your leg, is with the shimmers in this. Alright, it's beautiful. If, like I said, you feel like your collection is missing this, definitely get it. Again, you're supporting a small indie brand, which is cool. If you're on the fence, do I think it's the best mattes I've ever used? Nor. Wait, I can do my... Nor. It's not. No. Nor. 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 Do I think it's the best mattes that I've ever used? No. But they are very good. I would say, honestly, my Beauty Bay ones are just as good, if not slightly better. So if you are not wanting to spend all this money, don't get it, because there are all of these shades, especially the mattes, in other palettes that are probably a lot more affordable and easier to get for you. But if, again, this is what you want, then do get it, because it is very, 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 very good. And now I want to do a look with all three of my Glaminatrix palettes, because this has added some like really bright fun neons. This pink shimmer is just literally to die for. Like, I love it very, very much, and I'm very, very happy to have it in my collection. Yeah, it's just up to you, innit? At the end of the day, do you want to buy it or do you not? Do I think it's very good? Yes, I do. Anyway, that is going to be all for me today. I'm going to piss off because Anne-Marie and I are on season 5 episode 7 or 8 of The Walking Dead, and we've got to get through like the rest of the season tonight because we are addicted. So yeah, I'm gonna piss off. Thank you so much for watching, and also thank you to Glaminatrix for sending me this palette. Being on any PR list is like a dream come true, but being on like an indie brand's PR list is somewhat more special. I would say like it feels more special because it's a much smaller company, so you know it's a much bigger expense. Do you know what I mean? So it's very special and I don't take it for granted. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna piss off. If you liked it, please do give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below what you want to see on my channel next. I'm gonna film my Get Ready With Me Now tomorrow because today I really wanted to film with this, sorry. And subscribe if you haven't already for more thrilling content from me. And I'm gonna piss off and I'll catch you on the flip side. You gonna come here, sauce? You gonna come here so people can say hello to beautiful sausage? This beautiful sausage. Yeah, you're such a bundle of joy. You look evil, but you are a wonderful boy. Yes, okay, can go down. Okay, bye.